Today we play golf.
Let me show you how we do it in the pros.
Welcome to Behind the Golf Brand Podcast.
I never miss with the 7-iron.
A conversation with some of the most interesting innovators and entrepreneurs behind the biggest names in golf.
My friends with the golf clubs. I lived on the golf course. I lived on the driving range.
From pro talk
You should learn something from each and every single round you play.
to fun from on and off the green.
Why would you play golf? You don't play it for money.
Just let me put the ball in the hole.
This is Behind the Golf Brand Podcast with Paul Liberatore.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Behind the Golf Brand Podcast. We are on episode 100. I can't believe it's been 100 episodes. Typically about a year, or actually about 3 years to get to this point. So I thought it'd be really cool to bring back episode 1. My good friends from True Linkswear, Jason Moore and Brandon Wallach. I've been working with these guys for probably 4 or 5 years at this point. They're my boys, and I'm really excited to have them on the show because so much has changed with True in the last 3 years. Like, a lot's changed in a good way, and it's cool to kind of reflect back on all the change of the brand and where they're going and the new directions and everything. So welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, Paul.
Yeah, appreciate it.
How's that for a shout out right there in the beginning?
Well, I think we should all pause and congratulate you on 100 episodes, man. That's quite an accomplishment. You know,
It's crazy.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard on Instagram somewhere, like, only 10% of podcasts make it to the 3rd episode. And then
Really?
only like 10% of that 10% make it to like the 20th episode. So you're a 1%er with this.
The top
podcast.
1%, man.
So I always need to get it even more view count, and then I'd be like really big, like everybody else. But yeah, it's been crazy. Like, so I don't know if you guys remember, like, do you guys remember how I asked you to be on the first episode? Because what happened was we were at the PGA show, and I was like, hey, I had this really good idea. This is PGA show 2020, right? Like when the COVID was about to hit. And I was like, hey, I have this really good idea for a podcast, but if I do it, I think we're getting drinks. Oh, we're at Top Golf. That's where we were at. And I said, I have this idea for a podcast. Would you guys be on it? And you're like, Jason goes, hell yeah, we'll be your first interview. I remember you saying that. And so, like, 2 months later, once I learned how to like set all this crap up, is when we started all of it. So that's crazy.
Awesome. Well, you do a great job, man. We're stoked
Yeah.
to be the first and now the 100th. So.
I know, and there'll be 200 too. That'd be cool. And then we can like reflect. We'll all be.
I don't even want to imagine where we're going to be in another 3 years. That's going to be wild. That's going to be crazy.
Be super crazy. So in case you guys don't know, like, our audience, I guess kind of tell the audience who you guys are, right? Like, who's Brandon, who's Jason, right? Like, first of all, I'm already assuming most people know, but they might not.
My name is Brandon Wallach, and I do the marketing here at True. Been with True since about 2018. So I'm here a little longer than Paul's podcast has been running, but really just get to work on a lot of fun stuff in terms of like photography, videography, e-commerce, all the digital ads that people see. Sorry, that's us. You know, email marketing, SMS, all the fun stuff that really gets the products and the brand in front of people. So love what I do, and it's been a heck of a ride for almost 5 years now being here. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, but it's been a lot of fun. So yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And who are you, Jason?
I couldn't do this thing without this guy, Brandon, by the way. He's critical to everything we do, but my name's Jason Moore. Obviously, you can see that on the screen, but started this little thing called True Linkswear with my brother way back in the day. Ever since, just been a part-time shoe cobbler, shoe salesman, you name it, trying to get our product out there to the masses and help people enjoy the walk. But you know, on a daily basis, I try to run this company to the best of my ability, but that looks like a lot of product development, design, R&D, more on the creative side of things, team building, things like that. So it keeps me busy, and honestly, it doesn't even feel like I work, which is awesome. I think they say something like that, right? You find a job where you enjoy doing it and you'll never work a day of your life. I kind of feel like I found that. So it is a lot of hard work that we pour into this thing, but it's a good time. I tell you that much.
I remember the first time I talked to Brandon, it was like 2018. It was like summer of 18. It was like around July. I remember that. And I think the first thing he ever sent me was a pair of True Knit shoes. and I didn't even know who I didn't really know who True Linkswear was. I mean, I kind of did, but not really. And he's like, all right, I'm going to send you these I'm trying to check out these shoes. Let me know what you think. And that was like the very first interaction I had with Brandon. And I don't know why I remember that. I don't remember. I mean, I worked with a lot of people, but I don't remember why I remember that with Brandon. It must have been like a conversation or something. But so, I mean, like my relationship with you guys, we've done a lot together. I mean, outside, I remember I reviewed every one of True Linkswear shoes that's ever come out, at least since I started doing this back in 2017. I mean, I've done I've done them all, really. What's really cool is I also get, which I love, is I always get the collector's pieces, which I like. I don't know if you guys can't really see it. You probably can't behind me, but I never wear those shoes. They're on my wall. So I guess let's talk about that. Like, when did you guys start doing like limited run shoes for golf? Was that in 2020 with the green jacket shoe?
You know, I'll be honest, like year one, we did a limited edition shoe, which was like circa 2010, dude. This is forever ago. Yeah. So like right out the gates, we did something to celebrate that little week of golf in April called the Masters, honored the tradition with a nice green and white colorway, and it was a hit and people loved it. And we thought, you know what, this is like kind of a cool thing that we want to carry forward. So when we kind of re-kick things off, that 2018 kind of era, we started bringing back those limited editions that our initial customers loved. And, you know, for us, it's just a fun way to put out something that, like you said, can be a collector's piece. Hopefully a lot of people are wearing them, but they're not sitting on everybody's wall, you know, but for those that love the brand, you can get kind of a piece of history and memorabilia, something you can be proud to own and rep, you know, on your wall or on your course. And for us, it's something we're going to do forever. We're actually increasing the you know, frequency of limited editions or collaborations or special colorways, because I think
you guys sell out quick, right? Like every year you sell out right away. I mean, like right away.
Yeah. This year was wild. Like the Azalea we did in late March, we ordered more pairs than we normally do for it because we wanted our wholesale accounts to be able to get it too. You know, we want them sitting on the shelves at Bandon Dunes and Pebble Beach and stuff. And so we ordered a few extra pairs, and it's still just sold out. I think we're within 36 hours for sure, but a lot of course sizes go quicker than that. It's like the first 4 hours, and like certain select sizes start selling out, you know, so it's good.
Was it only online sales for those, or was it
we did some like for brick and mortar stores, like just so that,
yeah,
you know, for the first time ever, you know, you could actually walk into a physical retail shop and get one of the limited editions. And we were surprised how many of our shops wanted that product, which was pretty cool.
Check that out. Look, I just pulled up the reel. Look at that. See, like I'm fascinated. That's why I like doing the live stream, right? So people can actually see. I think it's got a lot of views. That video did.
That shoe in general,
shoes are.
Just it crushed it. It absolutely crushed it. It was just so much fun. I mean, we always like to sell out quick, but this thing went in less than 48 hours. I think we're out of all core sizes, and we even padded it too. We thought like, hey, let's just bring in some extra just to make sure people can get their pairs, and they still just flew.
Well, the detailing on it, right? Like, because it came with like the little towel, like shoe cover thing. It came with then the detailing on the shoe, like the backs with the azalea, the inside. I mean, you guys hit it out of the park with the shoe. This shoe was sick. Like, I'll never wear the shoe, like ever. I'm sorry. Like, it just looks so good. Like, I'm afraid I'm gonna get it dirty. Like, I'll be like,
you don't want to get creases in it, wrinkles in the sole. Yeah, you got to keep it fresh. But
well, I think somebody wore them at the tournament, didn't they? Or I could have sworn I saw something. I was like, what the heck? You're crazy. This guy.
You know what? You know, sneakerheads do have two different approaches, right? You're either the collector that keeps them pristine, or you're out there creasing them and wrinkling them and pissing off.
Would you really go play golf in them? I would be like, that's like the worst thing you could do. They're totally gonna get trashed, I guess, if it's all muddy and like, I don't know. If you want to walk,
that's what we make our shoes for, man. We make them to play golf in, right?
That's very true.
So, it's hard to enjoy the walking if you don't walk in them, you know.
So the story with True, like when did you and Ryan start it? Was it 2010?
Yeah, it was circa 2009. We kind of met a couple guys that had this kind of audacious idea of making a comfortable walking golf shoe. And if you grew up playing golf, you know that you were used to wearing dress shoes with metal spikes on the bottom. And the idea of something natural and minimalist was like pretty exciting to Ryan and I. So we actually continued those conversations all the way through prototyping and testing and creating a brand. And, you know, by the time Ryan got his like final prototype, he was like, yep, I'm hooked. Like, I'm wearing them in competition. And whether or not we have a real business, I don't really care. I'm going to wear them because I really want to wear something comfortable and natural and good for my body. And he started wearing them, and we're like, I guess we'll have to figure out how to turn this into a business now. And so that's kind of how things got started, kind of by accident. No idea where it would take us. The idea of us sitting here today in May of 2023 is just kind of mind blowing, honestly, kind of humbling to think that there's that many people that kind of resonated with the idea.
Were you caddying for him then? When you guys were doing the shoe?
Yep. So I was caddying for him full time out there on the PGA Tour and living that circus carny life that caddies live. Just part of the mayhem and the madness. But it was an awesome time period for us. You know, just he was. You know,
you seem like so young. You look back, you're like, oh, we were so young back then. And like,
yeah, dude, it was a blast. It was a blast. We traveled the world together as brothers, you know, for 5 years. So many memories, you know, just majors and little, like, you know, nuanced things of traveling and getting to meet certain people. And it's just a wild amount of experiences. So wouldn't take it back for anything, but living on the road for 35 weeks a year is not for everyone. And eventually I decided, you know, I'd probably like to have a reasonably normal life and, you know, maybe have kids someday, you know, the whole settle down thing. So tried that side of things, and my life has not settled down, but it's different than it used to be on the tour. That's for sure.
I mean, how many years has Ryan been on the tour now? Like 15 years at least?
No, this is like his 19th or 20th season.
Yeah, it's an old man. An old man.
He just turned 40. You know, he's been out there for a while, but yeah, pretty impressively long career if you think about it. You know, never lost his card and done pretty well for himself. So most importantly, he's gotten to do what he loves to do, you know, year in, year out.
I think this is so cool about, I mean, with my relationship with you guys, like, what you see is what you get, right? Like, like, honestly, like, you guys are my friends, like, real friends. Like, I talk to Brandon probably like at least once a month, but you've also like exposed me to other, like, not only brands, but to other like events in my life. Like, I don't even know this, but like, it was 2020. And like, your brother like got me into the ropes with him and Ches Reavy, the Waste Management, which like, I was like, what? Like, Ryan didn't even know me. I mean, you know, he might not maybe know who I am, barely, but like, it was kind of cool. Like you just, the best thing I can say about True is like, you're just down to earth, nice dudes, like doing cool stuff. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. I mean, they're very, you know, they're very inclusive, letting people into this world. I mean, one thing, you know, they had a tournament here 2 weeks ago here in Phoenix, and that was, you know, something I got to really enjoy because, you know, I got to meet a lot of people. I mean, I met your dad, I met your other brother, and it was just a really cool event that you guys threw because it was kind of like a lot of people came down from Seattle to Phoenix to play in this tournament, and it was just like, it was a fan fest, really, I would say. And I think that's really cool that you guys were doing that.
It was just awesome to see a lot of people down there that are huge advocates of the brand and just come together to golf and hang out. I mean, it was just, like you said, I had a great time just hanging out with people after the round, you know, just getting to meet some random people that were huge advocates of the brand that had 10 pairs of shoes that just wanted to come down and kick it for a few days. But we ended up getting dinner afterward, just sitting down at the table with like 8 guys that I had no idea who they were. But it was just the best time because everyone was just so down to earth and chill and just a good time. And I mean, just like you said, it's just good people doing good stuff. And that's how, you know, our consumers are and our friends in the brand. And it's all good people. Like, there wasn't anyone down there that was like, oh, this guy's a pain in the butt. Everyone was just cool. And it was really refreshing just to be around such awesome people for a few days.
Yeah, it's like super chill. You know, I mean, that's what I can describe it.
That's the beauty of this thing that we all love called golf, right? You know, it brings all kinds of people together from all kinds of different walks of life. You know, I've loved going and got to play around with my dad at that tournament and got to play, you know, rounds with people that I really admire and respect that also happen to wear our shoes. And, you know, just like amazing, you know, memories can be made around the sport. And that's why we started doing the tournaments. It's not like we make money on them or it's like some huge brand exposure play. It's like, it's just getting back to the roots of why we do what we do. You know, we make golf
the
shoes
game.
so people get out there and enjoy the walk, you know, get out into nature, hang out with your best buds, like go play with your, you know, your dad or your kids or whatever golf is for you. And, you know, the competition side of it is important too. I think that's what's kind of fun for the dichotomy of perspectives between my brother and myself in the game of golf. Golf for me has always been a social activity, and for him, it's been ultra competitive. And I love the competitive side, and I admire it and respect it immensely. But, you know, that's not everyone's, you know, experience with the game. So we make stuff for the performance side of the game, but we also make stuff for people that just want to enjoy their afternoon. You know, just can imagine getting out of their cubicle and walking in the great outdoors for 4 hours, maybe tossing back a couple cold ones and relaxing, you know. And so we want to make products that are for both sides of the game, which is what you get to experience at a tournament like that. The competition's fun, and it's like, it's an honor to win one. And like the players that our top 10 on our leaderboard were wildly under par. There were some great players there. But there's people that finished dead last that had the time of their lives, you know? So I think that those events are really fun for that reason. I'm glad you came, by the way, Paul. Thanks for coming, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course I'd support you. So you guys are having more of these tournaments. So you guys out there listening, like, where else are you having tournaments like this year? Because no other brand's doing this. Like, nobody. And I think it's really kind of cool where it's like, hey, we're having a couple fun tournaments. This is just for all of us to get together, and you guys can meet us, right? And meet our company and meet our brand. So where else are you guys doing it this year, and when are you guys doing it this year?
We are doing them. So the next one we actually have, it's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, at the end of June. It's called the OG Cup. This is our second OG Cup. We did one last year that Jason won that infuriates me. He still got the trophy in his office, and I can't deal with it. But that's going to be at Circling Raven, which is a really fun course out there this year. We're hoping for better weather. Last year, I think it was like the last round, it was torrential rain, and it was like 43 degrees out, and it was miserable. But so we bunched it back to the end of June, so we should be looking at like maybe mid upper 70s this year, hopefully, fingers crossed at least. And then we have two more coming in October. So we're going to do one homecoming event up here at Chambers Bay, and that's also going to be like right next to our True HQ. So we'll do like a really fun like welcoming party up here at our headquarters. I mean, we've had some videos on Instagram about it, but it's just such a cool space. We've got a golf sim out there. We've got just a bunch of like really fun stuff. So we'll have everyone here, and we'll play host for a night, and then we'll get out for some competition at Chambers the next day.
I might come to that. I might want to come to that. Just that we
should.
We've been talking about that for a long time, like me coming up there, and like that'd be the perfect reason to do it and like shoot content and hang out and stuff.
You get to play Chambers Bay. I mean,
I know, right?
Major championship course. It's legit too. So
you have to walk it, right? The whole thing. There's no carts. That's what somebody was telling me. Playing.
It's a hike, but like it's very doable. But you know, you feel it, and you're like, you're climbing some serious stairs if you look at your phone app later.
Really?
But yeah, it's a real great championship course, and the way they play it day in day out, it's a little more friendly than the U.S. Open. But October is like the perfect time of year to play it. Like, you know, because it's not getting as much play as it does in peak season, you know, so it's in good shape, and it's firm because we just got out of summer, but there's a little, you know, moisture in the air. So it's like not quite as burnt out as it can be in the summer.
Yeah, do that.
It's a perfect time of year to play it. So you'll love it.
Now, how far is that from your guys' office? Because you guys have your office downtown now, right?
Yeah. We're located, 5 miles as a crow flies, but it probably takes 15 minutes to drive there from our office.
Because aren't you guys like close to water too, like your offices? I think Brandon was telling me.
Yeah, it's not a bad location. I mean, we're kind of in an industrial port like area, definitely like a blue collar, area of distribution and manufacturing, but it's right off of the edge of downtown Tacoma, which we love. It's got like a cool grungy Brooklyn in the late 90s vibe. It's an awesome little city full of arts and culture. And we have a ton of great golf around here, not just Chambers Bay, but like there's 10 other public tracks near us that are like legit that, some have hosted, NCAA championships and big stadiums and Northwest regional stuff, but a lot of great golf course in the South Sound of Washington. People don't realize that. Seattle area, it's a little rough, a little harder. Like there's some good courses up north, it's only an hour north of us to some of the better tracks in that area. But South Sound, the Tacoma region is much superior from a public golf standpoint for sure.
And then where else? You have one more after that, right? After Chambers Bay, or is it the last one for the year?
Yep. We got one more. So we're calling it the Luck Championship. We were able to get some spots at Paynes Valley and Ozark. And I believe there's one more course out there. What was the last one? It was Great Cedars, I believe. Is that it, Jason?
Great Cedar Lodge.
Yeah, that one.
Something like that.
So have 3 rounds of championship level golf down there. It's going to be a really small field. I think we're looking to bring in like 42 people. So it'll be a really, really tight-knit group going to play some insane courses, and it'll just be a really good time. So if you make it out to any of them, would love to see you.
So I just pulled up episode 1 so you guys can see how young we looked and like fresh and full of life in the middle of the pandemic, mind you. Yeah, look at Jason. Look at this funny. It's not funny, but look at this young guy.
Bright-eyed
smile. And
that's
then
our
also
new headquarters right behind me, which was literally completed February 1st of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. So that's great.
Like there was nobody there but Brandon and Jason that day. I remember that. I was like, he's like, oh yeah, it's a really cool new place. Like you're telling me all about it, and it was just like no one was there.
Yeah,
because you couldn't, right? Because of the pandemic. Look at Brandon. I gotta find a picture of Brandon. Hold on. Look at young Brandon. This is where Brandon had a baby.
Yeah, freshly shaved. Yeah.
Pleasurable life.
Yeah, man.
That's when he started growing the beard he's wearing right now.
Yeah,
you had to go with the beard. I remember that too. It was like my phone wasn't working or my internet wasn't working, so I had to go do it on my phone in the main area, and that's where we have a simulator now. So I remember just like punching over on my phone, headphones in, just winging it.
Like just to be active and be healthy. I don't know why I stopped on that, but whatever.
Just like to be active. Yeah, that's definitely not my motto anymore.
Keep the kids alive.
COVID did a number, man.
Oh man, wow. Oh, it's so freaking funny. Now, lots changed with True in the last 3 years, because before you were just making shoes, right? So like in the last, I would say 1.5, 2 years, you guys have like expanded, especially this year. This year's like your big party, right? Coming out of all this new product and stuff like that. So I guess let's talk about that. So the guys out there who only know True as a shoe company, like what's been going on? What kind of made you diversify outside of just shoes?
I mean, shoes are still our main thing. Like we love footwear, and we love that idea of developing, the ultimate perfect pair of golf shoes someday. We haven't figured that out yet, but we think we're getting pretty good at it. So we're going to still keep, doubling down our efforts on the footwear side of things. But we did just launch into apparel and more accessories, as we kind of, did with footwear. We originally thought, man, I wish somebody made, shoes differently, something more comfortable, something that performed a bit more like a sneaker, something a bit more natural, ergonomic. So nobody was making it, so we had to make it ourselves. And we did the same with apparel. We thought, there's definitely some brands out there kind of pushing the limits, and athleisure and technical performance gear that's comfortable, that can be worn for many endeavors, to the office, to everyday life, to working out, to adventure. But nobody was doing that well in the golf space yet. And we thought, why don't we bring our perspective of what we think kind of modern apparel looks like to the masses. And so we did develop apparel. We didn't want to start from scratch, though, because it took us 10 years to get pretty good at this shoemaking thing. And we knew it would take a number of years to figure out the apparel thing as well. And so we brought on a full team of seasoned, vetted professionals that also happen to be awesome humans that love golf, that have been making active outdoor gear for snow and skate and surf. We brought them in-house to develop apparel with us. And we think the first collection here is just the tip of the iceberg. We're really proud of it. We use basically, the idea was, let's use the nicest materials we can find, put them on classic time-tested silhouettes like polos and quarter zips and crew necks and pants, and let's give them just a little bit of a true minimalist aesthetic with the nicest material you can give it, and make sure that they're durable, that they're quality, that they last, but they feel unreasonably comfortable right out of the bag. And so for us, that was the MO, and I think we dialed that in. I think we nailed it, honestly. Our customers have agreed so far. Feedback, even though they've only been out for a few weeks, reviews are in, and they're all ultra positive. People love the fit, the feel, the performance side of it. And I think that for us, it's just, okay, where do we go from here now? How do we take our little bit edgy Northwest perspective and take the apparel even further?
What was the first thing you released? Last year, the pant, right?
Yeah.
These pants.
Yep. And so we released the all-day pant collection, which is just like a durable nylon shell, kind of reminiscent of like a hiking climbing pant, but tailored to fit, like a more modern classic chino and 5-pocket for a golfer. And they are awesome. The feedback on those has been exceptional. Those reviews are all real. They're flowing in consistently, but the fit is pretty dialed. I like the color palette's very natural and Northwesty. And for us, like the biggest selling point is they're breathable, performance and stretch, but they also repel water. And so that's kind of critical for us Northwest golfers is, if you get caught in a little rain shower, get hit with the late night sprinklers, it's not going to ruin your round. And so the water repellency was big for us.
So that was last fall. When was that?
Yep.
Last fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when did you do the jogger? Same time?
Those came out the first of the year.
That's
So
January, mid-January, I think. Yeah.
Before the show.
Yep.
Yep.
But see, like you kind of like last year you started releasing hats, right? Because that was something new too. You started doing your own hat, which was really cool because I think you guys have a cool style and aesthetic. So I mean, it's a natural fit, right? A hat.
Yeah. The hat was a total accident. Like we did what most brands do, just to be candid, for years, is we didn't have the time or attention to focus on developing custom headwear. So we just ordered through suppliers. And then when we finally had the creative team behind it, we were able to bring in our own fabrics and fits and finishes and actually bring to life custom headwear from scratch. And that was a game changer for us. So we started putting them out, and the guys down at Bain and Dunes, they love to wear our stuff. A lot of the guys that work in the shop, they were like, hey, can you guys do your hats, but for us? And we're like, yes, we can.
Absolutely.
We'll do anything for Bannon because we love it so much. And so anyways, we developed a custom headwear program just around their feedback. We developed a bunch of custom hats for a few of their shops. They became the number one sellers in their shops pretty quickly. And
I bet it sold out like crazy, dude. And those guys are all there on guy trips. They probably bought one of every hat. I would assume.
Yeah.
Like, I would have.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't believe how many hats those shops move.
I mean, it's like so many hats. It's like it's like the ultimate guide trip, and they're already going to be blowing probably $5-10 grand on that trip anyways. Like I'm going to buy one of everything. I don't even care. Right.
Totally. There's a reason you see every guy that loves golf in a Bannon apparel piece of some kind, whether it be a windbreaker, a polo, or a hat. But you go to Pebble Beach, you go to Bannon Dunes, you go to Stream Song. You wanna remember it and tell people the story of the most epic week of your life. So can't blame anybody. But now we're doing custom apparel and headwear for a lot of wholesale accounts too. So accounts like Bannon Dunes that want the true hat, the true
cool
aesthetic.
hat, not like an imperial hat with some stupid logo on it, or like that says the name of the course. It's all like weird embroidery or something.
Yep. Yeah, I think that we're
I'm not
doing
talking shit. I'm just saying.
No. I think we do something unique and distinctive in that space for sure. It has our own kind of true feel to it, is what we hope. So
yeah, hats are sick. I mean, they really are.
We've got a new, just to give you a heads up, we got a really new fun program coming out for the hats. Remember the PGA show this year where we did like the custom hat press? People were lining up. I would just almost say lining out the door because that place was huge, but there was just like a mile-long line of people.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we're working on adding that to our website, the actual customization opportunity for users to just make their own hat. You know, pick your style, pick your color, pick your patch, and we'll make it here. You know, I'd say it's a one of one, but you know, there's probably a lot of different combinations out there. So we're looking.
That's
to launch
smart. I mean,
in
it
the
can't
next-
take too long to make the hat. I mean, you have like the hat, right? And you have whatever accessories they want to put on the hat, or, you know, whatever patch
Yeah.
or whatever. And
We've got like patches
color.
here, like that's the black on black dead golfer. Just essentially you can pick from like 8 different patches to put them on the hat of your choice. So be kind of like a little fun experience we can give people just to make your own hat, and we'll make it here for you. So that's going to be launching probably in the next, I would say in the next month would be my guess, just to be safe. But it'll be a really fun opportunity, I think, for people.
No, that's really smart. So then you guys are doing the hats, and then you just released the polos, right? This year, that was the next big push, or a new design.
Yeah, we released the polos, our mock polo, which is my brother's and all of our tour players' favorite to wear, because it's basically like getting away with wearing a T-shirt on the PGA Tour. And then our Lux T-shirt that sits alongside it, and the layering pieces, like our crew neck and our quarter zip, they're just freakishly comfortable. It's hard to describe it online, so it's like, hey, here's a standard polo and a standard quarter. Well, once you get it and open it up and put it on, you're like, whoa, this is different.
What's crazy? What's crazy about them too is like Jason talking about the freakishly comfortable. Like we looked at, you know, one of the materials that we use is called Tencel, which is just a naturally derived bamboo fiber, but it's insanely like soft and flexible and breathable. And if you look at like a lot of the top athleisure brands in the market, they use like a 15% Tencel blend in all their apparel, which, you know, those top of the line guys, I mean, they're really comfortable. But we essentially went more than double and triple that of that Tencel fiber just to make sure that ours are so buttery soft and comfortable. It's hard to articulate how comfortable they are, because I mean, like Jason said, it's like, yeah, it's a blank colored polo, you know, like what's crazy about that? But when you put it on, it's a game changer. And I think we gave you a polo down at the
yeah, you gave me. I just washed it. I just got it. Like I was washed this weekend, so it was soft. I can tell you that. I haven't worn it yet, but it was super soft just touching it, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be nice.
Yeah, as soon as people have an opportunity to try it on, it's just like, oh, okay, I get it. Like even the T-shirt, like it's all made with that high content Tencel blend. Yeah, it's hard to articulate just how comfortable it is. So we're just telling people, like, you just got to try it. You have to try one. Buy a T-shirt, try it out if you like that. We use the same kind of blend on everything. So we know that if you try one, you're probably going to come back for the rest pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool you guys are like expanding outside of what you initially had done, but like it's all quality. It's not like you just came up with a new, you know, oh, we're going to make a hat, and then it's just another hat that anybody makes, and you just slap something on there. Like you are actually designing the material. You're like figuring out what's going to be cool, what's going to be soft, what's going to fit right. Like you're doing it the right way. You know what I mean? And I think it's probably, would you say, because you guys did a lot of collabs, I think, in the last couple of years too, right? Or not a lot. We've done a couple. Who'd you work? You worked with what's his name? Linkswear, right? Didn't you do something with Linkswear?
Yeah,
what was that? Oh, shoe. You guys did a shoe, right?
Yeah, we love our friends over at Linkswear. They're like, you know, they're like family to us, and we definitely have a similar perspective and shared values when it comes to the game of golf and life, and so yeah, it's always fun to work with them and other friends that, you know, that we just kind of like their perspective, whatever they do, and so that's what collaborations are for us. It's just being able to work with friends or brands that we admire, respect, and come out with some fun, unique stuff around them.
Yeah, I mean, those link socials were sick. I remember those are really cool. You done like what, 2 with them? I think. I might be wrong.
I think we've done like 4 now at this point. 4
Oh,
links
really?
editions. Yeah, and so
2 knits, the slide, and a Lux knit 4.
Yep.
Oh, the slide. That's right. I forgot about that one.
Yep.
I think the best collab you guys ever did was this one right here. That was literally the best collab.
You know, you posted that one the other day. We haven't had that shoe in stock in like a year now, but now people are asking about it again. And I was like, oh man,
You gotta bring it back.
Too.
That one, I was trying to find it because I sold out, right? Like I sold out. So like I don't know if you guys know, but so like they were very generous and they collab with my other brand that I started 2 years ago, that makes towels, and we did the Dead Golfer. They let me be part of the Dead Golfer collection, which was that the first year you guys did Dead Golfer collection, right? Because you had a bunch of pieces. It wasn't just like it's a shoe, right? Or so you guys had come out with like a towel. We used our towel or my towel, and then we designed it together. You had your shoes, which were sick. You had like ball markers, it hat, right? Something else. It was a cool collection. Yeah. And you get that really cool box, right? Then come with some box set. I don't know. But yeah, that was really cool. I mean, this thing, I sold this thing out in like no time at all. I was trying to like set this up either. I was like, I gotta find it. So I was like trying to dig through my Shopify to find the old design. But so thank you for collabing with me on that one. We had it in black and white. I still carry it on my bag.
So do I. I was just gonna say that's my towel on my golf bag right now. So
really?
That's awesome. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah. We did that one and we did that. Well, I know the CEO, so we can maybe talk about that.
That's great.
We also had a white one too. I'll show you guys in case you're on the live stream. Like we did this white one too. I love that white one. Looks really cool on a black bag.
You know what we need to do is just a black on black one. Do like a black on black collection for October.
Oh, that'd be cool.
October's always Dead Golfer month. So
is it really? As you guys did? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's smart. I love the Dead Golfer. It's ingenious. Like just having that, because I think a lot of people just like think it's cool, and I think it relates to a lot of players. Like, oh yeah, you know, like I don't know. I think it's really smart that you guys use Dead Golfer as one of your logos or one of your peeps. So what is like coming out this year? Like what's new for this year, or you know, like down the pipe? Because we've already come out with pants and polos and t-shirts. And we have I can name all your guys' stuff. I even look at my screen. We have the joggers, the pants. We have the t-shirts. We have the shoes. We have the hats. What am I missing? What's coming out?
We have a lot of things coming down the pipeline.
It's a big year, right?
Yeah. And so we have 4 shoe releases that'll hit between now and the end of June.
Holy crap, really?
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time of releases for us. So we're actually previewing some of them on our website to our best customers right now, but we're going to, by the end of this week, release what we call our tour collection, which is basically an elevated true original and a second generation of our Lux Pro, which is our most popular shoe on tour. So they'll be called Lux Tour and OG Tour respectively. We have a new ripstop coming, which is like a way upgraded version of our Ripstop 1, which we're pretty hyped on. It's actually our favorite shoe to wear in office here. We have our FSO2.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little mixed media approach to our FS family. So it's got some knit sidewalls, some nubuck suedes and leather accents, super premium. And it's kind of the predecessor to the FSO1, which has been our actually top rated shoe as far as fit, feel, and performance like in recent years. So it's done extremely well for us. As you see, as it's sold out. So
it's so comfortable. It's like so comfortable.
Yeah.
I wore these at the PGA show like all day because Brandon was like, I'm like, Brandon, what shoe should I wear? He's like, what are the FSO ones? Like, just trust me on that. And I just got them, I think, at the time. So
yeah, they're wildly comfortable. They actually fit really great for playing golf. They hold that heel cup in place. They're great. Super cushiony. They look like a sneaker, but like they feel like a running shoe. That's my favorite part about them.
Do you have an FSO2 coming out?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we have an FS slide that'll hit right after that, which is like this ultra plush, comfy, after golf slide. So yeah, we're building on that FS family because people love it.
We just dropped the All Knit 3, right? Like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I would say.
I feel like it's been out for like a year at this point, but yeah, it's kind of crazy to think it's only been like a month or 2.
I love the All Day Knit 2. Knit 2s were my favorite, I think, of all your shoes ever. That's just I have like one of every color, so I didn't know you guys were gonna come out with a new ripstop too. I just bought another pair. What the heck, dude? You should have told me that. I do. Yeah. I had the gray ones, and then they got all dirty, and I was like, I'm gonna go buy the black ones. So then I went and bought the black. I just got them right there on the floor. I just got them like last week. They really are the most comfortable shoes. The FS or the ripstops. Like, what is that? What kind of material is that? It's not. It's like
it's a fully recycled polyester ripstop shell. And so it's like hyper durable, lasts forever, and obviously nice and sustainable as well. So it's been a great seller for us for the last couple of years. We just want to kind of like boost it a little bit. And so the Ripstop V2, you get a little extra cushioning in the outsole. And then you're also going to get some more like stability in the toe box and the heel and the lace box as well. So makes it a bit more rigid and durable for long term. You won't have to replace them for years to come.
Now, last year, how many releases did you guys have last year? Wasn't as many, right?
No, we're not like doubling the amount of releases every year, but we're definitely increasing the amount of releases year over year. But I mean, the reality is we ramped up our design teams here. We have awesome, motivated design team that's coming up with great ideas. And, up at the top of the product development funnel, we have more ideas than ever, and the ideas that make it out are still really, selective. But we have more stuff making it all the way through the filter and getting to the public now than ever. So we're pretty stoked about, what's in the pipeline. You're also going to see
like ramping up, right? It was like ramping up because like you can't create stuff unless you have the people to create it, come up with cool ideas and to see it through, not just come up with an idea, right?
Yep.
So that's like the whole process, which was probably last year, right? For you guys was like ramping that all up. And then all of a sudden it's like all this stuff is dropping, like clothes and new shoe designs and all this cool stuff, like, which I think is the right way of doing it. Instead of like you're always chasing your tail, it's like, no, we're going to have everything in place so that we can sustain the growth going forward.
No,
now,
you're absolutely right. It felt like a year of waiting. It's like,
just I bet it does, right? Because you're like, oh, we got a new color of whatever. And it's like, you guys are probably not that excited about it, but you're like, well, as much as you would be a new shoe or a new design or something like that.
So what makes it tough is like some of the stuff that the teams are working on for 2024, like we're seeing it now and, sampling and stuff like that. And it's like, we're super hyped on it, but we don't get to see it for another year. Like we can't show anybody it for another year. Like these are just the beginning stages, but the stuff that Jason and the team have been working on are just next level. Yet again, taking what we've built and continuing to build on it. And
this is so cool.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It is fun.
It's definitely not a bad job. It's fun.
It's hard to believe it's been 3 years since I last had you guys on the show. And I just saw you guys like 2 weeks ago, but still, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know, like how much you guys have grown as a brand. Cause it's like your team's even grown a lot since then too, right? Cause your team wasn't as big as it is now.
No. Yeah. I mean, we definitely have grown substantially, probably on our first episode. We've tripled probably in size since then as far as team members. And, we're pretty selective about who we bring onto the team, but we feel like
it's family, right? Yeah. It's like,
it feels like family. That's for sure.
Because you guys are family.
Yeah. Actually, Brandon and I, secrets out. We're cousins. So
we're cousins. Oh,
it counts, man. It counts.
I did see a picture of you guys when you were little, though. Brandon was showing that picture of you guys when you were like, I don't know, 5 or something. Brandon had a full head of hair. So
I had luscious blonde hair.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Working with your cousins, we figured out conflict resolution when we were like 5 years old. We had to like fight over video game controllers, and, who's gonna build the fort and who's gonna do whatever.
No, you guys are tight. Yeah.
So now we don't have to figure it out in the office.
Apparently now the throwing rocks is not the way to solve things. So we've had to kind of adjust a little bit, but we figured it out.
Well, I'm really excited to have you guys on this 100th episode. I thought it'd be cool. Like I brought it up to you guys a couple weeks ago. It'd be really cool to do it just to kind of reflect like how far. I mean, not so much me. I don't care, but like how much far you guys have grown in the last 3 years. Like it's crazy, and like I can't even imagine what 3 more years would be like. To be honest, because I think it's gonna be huge. Like I don't know. I like rooting for my friends that are actually doing cool stuff in the industry, not just same old, same old.
Well, we appreciate it, man. We're obviously rooting you on too. So we, who knows? Maybe the first episode we filmed together was the catalyst of where we got to today. You never know. It's definitely a part of the puzzle.
That's true. That's very true. Well, thank you for the friendship and for supporting not only the podcast but my brand. I'm a huge supporter of True. They're like literally my favorite shoe. It's the only shoe I wear, like legitimately. And I am so much so my dad even wears your shoes now, and now he loves them. So you guys have to check out True Linkswear shoes. Where can people find them if they want to wear them or check them out.
Yeah, you can find them at Linkswear.com. I mean, that's the easiest way to get to it, no matter where you are in the world. But, there's a chance we're at your local golf shop now, too. We've expanded our wholesale footprint, so keep an eye out for us, whether you're shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods or, Shields in the Midwest. There's most likely a pair of shoes near you. But if you can't find them, go to TrueLinkswear.com, and Brandon and his team will take care of you.
We also are in the process of rolling out some new international partners. So we launched TrueLinkswear.ca earlier this year for our Canada friends. And I think about 2 weeks ago, we just rolled out TrueLinkswear.uk for our friends over there. So we're getting stockists in different countries and different parts of the world to make it even easier to wear True. So now you don't need to, try to rummage around and find a random pair. Like, you literally just go straight to the source with the .ca or .uk site and get one from one of our partners.
That's huge. Because did you guys already have like a Australian partner? Because I met those guys twice now. They seem really cool.
Yeah, they're rad, and they're also
cool.
part of building out our global footprint, because they did it so well in Australia. They're helping us kind of onboard new territories like the UK.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good next 3 years by the time we get back together. True Linkswear Antarctica coming soon. So,
right.
Episode 200, excited to see what that looks like.
Well, thank you for being on the show today, and you guys can check out True Linkswear, and thanks for celebrating my 100th episode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Behind the Golf Brand Podcast.
You're gonna beat me at golf?
Stay connected on and off the show by visiting golfersauthority.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Golf is always more fun when you win.
Stay out of the beach and see you on the green.